Chapter 1. The Beginning of a Journey. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived two sisters named Alice and Eliza. They were very close and did everything together. One day, they decided they wanted to improve their English. They knew it would help them in many ways, like reading more books, talking to more people, and learning new things. The decision. Alice and Eliza talked about their plan. They decided to start learning English together every day. They made a list of what they needed: books, a dictionary, notebooks, and pencils. Finding help. The sisters went to the village library. They met Mrs. Smith, the librarian. She was very kind and loved to help people learn. Mrs. Smith gave them some easy English books and a dictionary. She also told them about English classes held in the library every Saturday. First steps. Alice and Eliza started reading their new books. They read simple stories and tried to understand the words. They also wrote down new words in their notebooks and looked them up in the dictionary. Every evening, they practiced speaking English with each other. Chapter 2. Meeting New Friends. The English Class. Alice and Eliza went to their first English class at the library. They were a little nervous but excited. In the class, they met other children who also wanted to learn English. The teacher, Mr. Johnson, was very friendly and made learning fun. Group activities. Mr. Johnson divided the class into small groups. Alice and Eliza joined a group with 3 other children, Ben, Clara, and David. They played games, sang songs, and did activities that helped them learn new words and practice speaking. New friends. Alice and Eliza became good friends with Ben, Clara, and David. They started meeting after school to practice English together. They helped each other with homework, read stories, and played word games. Chapter 3. Everyday Practice. Speaking English at Home. Alice and Eliza decided to speak English at home as much as possible. Their parents were very supportive and tried to speak English with them too. They talked about their day, described things around them, and even made up stories in English, watching movies and listening to songs. The sisters found that watching English movies and listening to English songs helped them a lot. They watched their favorite cartoons and movies with English subtitles. They also sang along to English songs and tried to understand the lyrics. Writing practice. Alice and Eliza started writing short stories and letters in English. They wrote letters to each other, their friends, and even to Mrs. Smith and Mr. Johnson. Writing helped them remember new words and practice spelling. Chapter 4. Overcoming Challenges. Difficult words. Sometimes Alice and Eliza found some words very difficult to pronounce or understand. They didn't give up. They asked their parents, teachers, and friends for help. They also used online dictionaries and language apps to learn the correct pronunciation. making mistakes. At times, they made mistakes while speaking or writing. Instead of feeling bad, they learned from their mistakes. Mr. Johnson always told them that making mistakes is a part of learning. They became more confident and didn't hesitate to try new words and sentences. Chapter 5: Achieving Success. Improvement. After a few months, Alice and Eliza noticed a big improvement in their English. They could read books more easily, understand movies and songs better, and speak with more confidence. They were very proud of their progress. New opportunities. Their improved English skills opened new opportunities for them. They started participating in school debates, writing for the school magazine, and making new friends from different places. They even started helping other children in their village who wanted to learn English. A bright future. Alice and Eliza continued to practice and learn every day. They knew that learning a language is a lifelong journey. They were excited about the future and all the possibilities their improved English would bring. And so, Alice and Eliza's journey to learn English was filled with fun, friendship, and new experiences. They proved that with determination, practice, and a little help from friends and family, anyone can improve their language skills. Chapter 6: Discovering the Internet. Exploring online resources. Alice and Eliza learned about the Internet from their parents. They discovered many websites, apps, and online videos that could help them improve their English. They started using websites that offered interactive lessons and games, watching YouTube videos. The sisters found many YouTube channels dedicated to teaching English. They watched videos on grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. They also enjoyed watching English vlogs, cooking shows, and travel videos to hear how native speakers use the language. Online pen pals. Alice and Eliza joined an online pen pal program. They made friends with children from other countries and exchanged emails in English. Writing to their pen pals helped them practice their writing skills and learn about different cultures. Chapter 7: Reading Adventures. Visiting the bookstore. Alice and Eliza went to the local bookstore with their parents. They found many interesting English books. They picked out storybooks, comics, and magazines. Their parents also bought them a special English workbook, Reading Together. Every evening, Alice and Eliza read together. Sometimes they took turns reading aloud, and other times they read silently, side by side. They discussed the stories, shared their favorite parts, and looked up difficult words in the dictionary. Joining a book club. The sisters joined an English book club at the library. The book club met once a month to discuss a book they had all read. Alice and Eliza enjoyed sharing their thoughts and listening to other members' opinions. Chapter 8: Creative Writing. Starting a journal. Alice and Eliza each started a journal. They wrote about their daily activities, their thoughts, and their dreams. Writing in their journals helped them practice forming sentences and expressing their ideas in English. Writing stories. The sisters loved creating stories. They wrote stories about magical lands, brave heroes, and funny animals. They shared their stories with their family and friends who enjoyed reading them. Entering writing contests. Alice and Eliza found out about English writing contests for children. They decided to participate. They worked hard on their stories and submitted them. Although they didn't win at first, they received encouraging feedback and kept trying. Chapter 9. Speaking with confidence. Practicing with each other. Alice and Eliza continued to speak English with each other every day. They had conversations about their favorite subjects, practiced telling stories, and even pretended to interview each other. Joining a drama club. The sisters joined the school drama club. They participated in English plays and skits. Performing in front of an audience helped them improve their pronunciation and gain confidence in speaking English. Public speaking. Mr. Johnson encouraged Alice and Eliza to participate in the school's public speaking events. They prepared speeches on various topics and practiced delivering them. Speaking in front of their classmates was challenging, but it helped them become more confident speakers. Chapter 10. Celebrating Cultures. Learning about traditions. Alice and Eliza were curious about different cultures. They read books and watched documentaries about various countries. They learned about traditions, festivals, and food from around the world. Celebrating International Day. Their school organized an International Day event. Each class represented a different country and prepared presentations, food, and performances. Alice and Eliza's class chose to represent England. They enjoyed learning about British culture and sharing it with their schoolmates. Chapter 11. Learning through games. Playing word games. Alice and Eliza enjoyed playing word games like Scrabble, Boggle, and Hangman. These games helped them learn new words and practice spelling in a fun way. Using language apps. The sisters found language learning apps on their tablets. They played interactive games, completed quizzes, and earned rewards for their progress. The apps made learning English feel like a game. Creating their own games. Alice and Eliza invented their own English games. They created flashcards, word puzzles, and scavenger hunts. Playing their own games made learning exciting and creative. Chapter 12. Understanding Grammar. Learning the basics. Alice and Eliza knew that understanding grammar was important. They started with the basics: nouns, verbs, adjectives, and simple sentence structures. They used their workbook and online resources to learn the rules, practicing with worksheets. They completed grammar worksheets and exercises. They practiced forming sentences, using correct tenses, and understanding punctuation. The more they practiced, the easier it became. Asking for help. Whenever they had trouble with a grammar rule, Alice and Eliza asked their teachers, parents, or friends for help. They found that asking questions and getting explanations made the concepts clearer. Chapter 13. Listening skills. Listening to audiobooks. Alice and Eliza discovered audiobooks. They listened to their favorite stories being read aloud in English. This helped them improve their listening skills and understand different accents. Watching TV shows. The sisters watched English TV shows and cartoons. They chose shows with simple language and clear pronunciation. Watching TV in English helped them get used to the natural flow of the language. Using podcasts. Alice and Eliza found podcasts designed for English learners. They listened to stories, news, and educational episodes. They enjoyed listening to podcasts during their free time and learned new words and phrases. Chapter 14. Exploring Nature. Nature Walks. Alice and Eliza loved going on nature walks with their parents. They took their English notebooks with them. They wrote down the names of plants, animals, and other things they saw in nature, describing what they saw. After their walks, they described what they had seen in English. They talked about the colors, shapes, and sounds of nature. This practice helped them use descriptive language and expand their vocabulary. Creating a nature journal. The sisters created a nature journal. They drew pictures of the things they saw and wrote descriptions in English. Their nature journal became a beautiful record of their outdoor adventures and a way to practice writing. Chapter 15. Learning about history. Visiting museums. Alice and Eliza visited museums with their family. They learned about history, art, and science. Many museums had exhibits and signs in English, which helped them practice reading and understanding information. Reading history books. The sisters borrowed history books from the library. They read about ancient civilizations, famous explorers, and important events. Learning history in English made it more interesting and helped them understand new vocabulary. Writing reports. Alice and Eliza wrote reports on historical topics for school. They researched their topics, took notes, and wrote their reports in English. Writing reports helped them practice organizing their thoughts and presenting information clearly. Chapter 16. Using Technology. Learning with Tablets. Alice and Eliza used tablets for their English studies. They downloaded educational apps, read ebooks, and watched educational videos. The interactive features of the tablets made learning more engaging. Joining online classes. The sisters joined online English classes. They attended virtual lessons with teachers from different parts of the world. The online classes gave them more opportunities to practice speaking and listening. Creating digital projects. Alice and Eliza created digital projects for school. They made presentations, videos, and posters in English. Using technology to create projects helped them practice their language skills in a modern and creative way. Chapter 17. Helping Others. Tutoring younger students. Alice and Eliza started helping younger students in their village who wanted to learn English. They tutored them after school, using the same methods they had learned. Teaching others reinforced their own knowledge. Organizing English clubs. The sisters organized English clubs for children in their village. They planned activities, games, and reading sessions. The clubs became a fun way for children to learn English together. Volunteering at the library. Alice and Eliza volunteered at the village library. They helped organize books, assisted younger children with reading, and participated in library events. Volunteering gave them more opportunities to use their English skills. Chapter 18. Exploring Careers. Learning about jobs. Alice and Eliza became curious about different careers. They read books and watched videos about various professions. They learned the names of different jobs and what people did in those jobs. Talking to professionals. The sisters talked to professionals in their community. They interviewed doctors, teachers, artists, and engineers about their work. These conversations helped them practice speaking and learn new vocabulary related to different fields, dreaming about the future. Alice and Eliza thought about their own future careers. They discussed their interests and dreams. Learning about different careers in English helped them imagine the possibilities and plan their future. Chapter 19. Traveling the World. Planning a Trip. Alice and Eliza's family planned a trip to an English-speaking country. The sisters were very excited. They helped plan the itinerary, read travel guides, and learned about the places they would visit. Practicing travel phrases. Before their trip, Alice and Eliza practiced common travel phrases in English. They learned how to ask for directions, order food, and talk to people they would meet on their journey. Experiencing new cultures. During their trip, Alice and Eliza used their English skills to communicate with locals, read signs and menus, and learn about the culture. Traveling gave them a chance to practice English in real-life situations. Chapter 20. Celebrating their success, reflecting on their journey. Alice and Eliza looked back on their journey of learning English. They remembered all the hard work, fun activities, and new experiences they had. They felt proud of how much they had improved. Chapter 21. Learning through art. Drawing and painting. Alice and Eliza loved drawing and painting. They decided to label their artwork in English. They wrote the names of colors, objects, and actions they depicted. This helped them learn new words and practice spelling. Visiting art galleries. The sisters visited art galleries with their parents. They read the descriptions of the artworks in English. They also talked about their favorite pieces and tried to describe them in English. Creating an art journal. Alice and Eliza started an art journal. They drew pictures and wrote stories about their drawings in English. Their art journal became a fun way to combine their love of art with their English practice. Chapter 22. Exploring Science. Simple science experiments. Alice and Eliza enjoyed doing simple science experiments at home. They followed instructions written in English and recorded their observations. They learned new scientific terms and practiced reading and writing. Watching science shows. The sisters watched science shows and documentaries in English. They learned about animals, space, and the environment. Watching these shows helped them understand complex topics in a fun and engaging way. Visiting science museums. Alice and Eliza visited science museums. They explored exhibits, read information panels, and participated in hands-on activities. Visiting science museums helped them learn new words and concepts while having fun. Chapter 23. Exploring Music. Learning Songs. Alice and Eliza loved music. They learned to sing English songs. Singing helped them improve their pronunciation and remember new words. They also enjoyed the rhythm and melody of the songs. Playing instruments. The sisters decided to learn to play musical instruments. Alice chose the piano, and Eliza chose the guitar. They took lessons in English, which helped them learn musical terms and instructions. Attending concerts. Alice and Eliza attended concerts with their family. They listened to English-speaking musicians and enjoyed the live performances. Attending concerts helped them appreciate music and improve their listening skills. Chapter 24. Exploring Sports. Learning Sports. Vocabulary. Alice and Eliza were interested in sports. They learned the names of different sports, equipment, and actions in English. They enjoyed talking about their favorite sports and players. Playing sports. The sisters joined sports teams at school. Alice played soccer, and Eliza played basketball. They practiced their English by listening to their coaches, talking to teammates, and learning the rules of the games. Watching sports events. Alice and Eliza watched sports events on TV. They listened to the commentators and read the captions in English. Watching sports events helped them learn new words and phrases related to sports. Chapter 25. Exploring Technology. Using Computers. Alice and Eliza learned how to use computers. They practiced typing, searching for information, and using different software. Learning computer skills in English helped them understand technical terms and instructions. Building a website. The sisters decided to build their own website. They learned how to create web pages, write content, and design the layout. Building a website helped them practice writing and organizing information in English. Exploring robotics. Alice and Eliza joined a robotics club at school. They learned how to build and program robots. Working on robotics projects helped them learn new vocabulary and develop problem-solving skills. Chapter 26. Exploring Math. Learning math terms. Alice and Eliza loved math. They learned math terms in English, such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. They practiced solving math problems and explaining their solutions in English, playing math games. The sisters played math games and puzzles. They enjoyed games that involved numbers, shapes, and logic. Playing math games helped them improve their math skills and learn new words in English. Using math in everyday life. Alice and Eliza applied math in their daily activities. They calculated the total cost while shopping, measured ingredients for recipes, and kept track of time. Using math in everyday life helped them practice English and develop practical skills. Chapter 27, Exploring Geography, Learning about the World. Alice and Eliza were curious about different countries and continents. They read books and watched documentaries about the world. They learned the names of countries, capitals, and landmarks in English, creating maps. The sisters enjoyed drawing maps. They created maps of their village, country, and the world. They labeled the maps in English and learned new geographical terms. Virtual tours. Alice and Eliza took virtual tours of famous places around the world. They visited museums, historical sites, and natural wonders online. Virtual tours help them explore the world and practice their English skills. Chapter 28, Exploring Food, Learning Recipes. Alice and Eliza loved cooking. They learned to read recipes in English. They followed the instructions, measured ingredients, and cooked delicious meals. Learning recipes helped them practice reading and following directions. Cooking together. The sisters cooked together with their family. They tried new recipes from different countries. Cooking together was a fun way to learn new words and phrases related to food and cooking. Hosting a dinner party. Alice and Eliza hosted a dinner party for their friends and family. They prepared a menu, cooked the food, and served their guests. Hosting a dinner party helped them practice speaking and organizing an event in English. Chapter 29, Exploring Literature, Reading Classic Stories. Alice and Eliza read classic English stories. They enjoyed tales like Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, and The Jungle Book. Reading classic stories helped them learn new words and understand different writing styles. Writing book reviews. The sisters wrote book reviews in English. They shared their thoughts about the stories, characters, and lessons they learned. Writing book reviews helped them practice expressing their opinions and summarizing information. Joining a literature club. Alice and Eliza joined a literature club at the library. They discussed books, authors, and literary themes with other members. Joining a literature club helped them develop a deeper appreciation for literature and improve their English skills. Chapter 30, Exploring Nature. Gardening. Alice and Eliza started a garden in their backyard. They planted flowers, vegetables, and herbs. Gardening helped them learn the names of plants, tools, and gardening techniques in English. Bird watching. The sisters enjoyed bird watching. They learned the names of different birds, their calls, and their habits. Bird watching helped them practice observing and describing nature in English. Nature hikes. Alice and Eliza went on nature hikes with their family. They explored forests, mountains, and beaches. During their hikes, they described the scenery, plants, and animals they saw in English. Nature hikes helped them enjoy the outdoors and practice their English skills. Chapter 31, Exploring Different Languages, Learning about Language Families. Alice and Eliza were interested in languages. They learned about different language families, such as Romance, Germanic, and Slavic languages. Understanding language families helped them see connections between English and other languages. Comparing languages. The sisters compared English with their native language. They looked at similarities and differences in vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. Comparing languages helped them appreciate the uniqueness of English and their own language. Learning basic phrases. Alice and Eliza learned basic phrases in other languages, such as greetings, thank you, and goodbye. Learning basic phrases helped them understand how different languages work and appreciate the diversity of languages. Chapter 32. Exploring History. Learning about famous people. Alice and Eliza read about famous people in history, such as inventors, explorers, and leaders. They learned about their achievements and contributions. Learning about famous people helped them understand historical events and expand their vocabulary. Visiting historical sites. The sisters visited historical sites with their family. They explored castles, museums, and monuments. Visiting historical sites helped them learn new words and understand history in a hands-on way. Writing history reports. Alice and Eliza wrote history reports for school. They researched topics, took notes, and wrote their reports in English. Writing history reports helped them practice organizing information and presenting it clearly. Chapter 33. Exploring the Future. Imagining Future Careers. Alice and Eliza thought about their future careers. They imagined what they would like to do when they grew up. They discussed their interests and dreams in English. Imagining future careers helped them practice speaking and thinking about the future. Learning about future technologies. The sisters read about future technologies such as robots, space travel, and artificial intelligence. They watched documentaries and read articles in English. Learning about future technologies helped them expand their vocabulary and think about the possibilities of the future. Creating future plans. Alice and Eliza created future plans. They set goals for their education, careers, and personal lives. They wrote their plans in English and shared them with their family. Creating future plans helped them practice writing and thinking about their goals. Chapter 34. Exploring Traditions. Learning about festivals. Alice and Eliza learned about different festivals celebrated around the world. They read books and watched videos about festivals like Diwali, Chinese New Year, and Thanksgiving. Learning about festivals helped them understand different cultures and traditions. Celebrating traditions. The sisters celebrated different traditions with their family. They participated in festivals, cooked traditional foods, and learned about the customs. Celebrating traditions helped them practice English and enjoy cultural experiences. Sharing their own traditions. Alice and Eliza shared their own traditions with their friends. They explained the customs, foods, and activities in English. Sharing their own traditions helped them practice speaking and teaching others about their culture. Chapter 35. Exploring Communication. Learning about communication tools. Alice and Eliza learned about different communication tools, such as phones, emails, and social media. They practiced using these tools to communicate with their friends and family in English. Practicing conversations. The sisters practiced having conversations in English. They role-played different scenarios, such as ordering food, asking for directions, and making plans. Practicing conversations helped them become more confident speakers. Chapter 36. Practicing English through drama. Joining a drama club. Alice and Eliza joined a drama club at school. They participated in plays and skits, practicing their lines in English. Acting helped them improve their pronunciation, expression, and confidence in speaking English. Writing their own play. The sisters decided to write their own play in English. They created characters, wrote dialogue, and planned the scenes. Writing a play helped them practice creative writing and storytelling, performing for an audience. Alice and Eliza performed their play for their friends and family. They practiced their lines, rehearsed their movements, and put on a great show. Performing in front of an audience helped them build confidence and showcase their English skills. Chapter 37. Exploring nature through camping. Planning a camping trip. Alice and Eliza's family planned a camping trip. The sisters helped pack supplies, read maps, and plan activities. Preparing for the trip in English helped them learn new vocabulary and practice organizing an event. Exploring the outdoors. During the camping trip, Alice and Eliza explored the outdoors. They hiked through the forest, observed wildlife, and learned about different plants and animals. Describing their experiences in English helped them practice using descriptive language, telling campfire stories. In the evenings, the family gathered around the campfire. Alice and Eliza told stories in English. Sharing campfire stories helped them practice their storytelling skills and enjoy their time in nature. Chapter 38. Learning about different professions. Visiting a fire station. Alice and Eliza visited a fire station with their school. They met firefighters, learned about their equipment, and understood their duties. Visiting the fire station helped them learn new words related to safety and emergency services. Shadowing a veterinarian. The sisters spent a day with a veterinarian. They observed how the vet treated animals, learned about different medical tools, and asked questions about the job. Shadowing a veterinarian helped them learn medical and animal-related vocabulary. Interviewing a pilot. Alice and Eliza interviewed a pilot who lived in their village. They asked about his experiences, the training required, and his favorite destinations. Interviewing a pilot helped them practice asking questions and understanding aviation terms. Chapter 39. Understanding the importance of health. Learning about nutrition. Alice and Eliza read books and watched videos about nutrition. They learned about different food groups, healthy eating habits, and the importance of a balanced diet. Learning about nutrition helped them expand their vocabulary related to health. Starting a fitness routine. The sisters started a fitness routine. They followed workout videos in English, learned the names of exercises, and practiced giving each other instructions. Exercising together helped them stay active and practice English. Visiting a health fair. Alice and Eliza attended a health fair with their family. They visited different booths, talked to healthcare professionals, and participated in health screenings. Visiting the health fair helped them learn new words and understand the importance of health and wellness. Chapter 40. Exploring Fashion and Design. Learning about fashion history. Alice and Eliza read books about the history of fashion. They learned about different styles, famous designers, and fashion trends. Learning about fashion history helped them understand how fashion has evolved and practice new vocabulary. Designing their own clothes. The sisters decided to design their own clothes. They sketched their ideas, chose fabrics, and sewed their outfits. Designing clothes helped them practice using descriptive language and express their creativity. Attending a fashion show. Alice and Eliza attended a local fashion show. They watched models walk the runway, admired the designs, and discussed their favorite outfits in English. Attending a fashion show helped them practice speaking and appreciate the art of fashion. Chapter 41. Understanding Economics. Learning about money. Alice and Eliza learned about money and economics. They read books about saving, spending, and budgeting. Understanding basic economic concepts helped them learn new words and practice practical skills, starting a small business. The sisters decided to start a small business. They made crafts and sold them to their friends and neighbors. Running a small business helped them practice math, communication, and organizational skills in English. Visiting a bank. Alice and Eliza visited a bank with their parents. They learned about different banking services, talked to bank employees, and opened a savings account. Visiting the bank helped them understand financial terms and the importance of saving money. Chapter 42. Exploring Science Fiction. Reading science fiction books. Alice and Eliza read science fiction books. They enjoyed stories about space, time travel, and futuristic technology. Reading science fiction helped them expand their imagination and learn new vocabulary. Writing their own science fiction story. The sisters decided to write their own science fiction story. They created a plot, developed characters, and described futuristic settings. Writing a science fiction story helped them practice creative writing and use their imagination. Watching science fiction movies. Alice and Eliza watched science fiction movies. They enjoyed the special effects, futuristic concepts, and imaginative stories. Watching science fiction movies helped them understand complex ideas and practice their listening skills. Chapter 43. Understanding Environmental Conservation. Learning about recycling. Alice and Eliza learned about recycling. They read books and watched videos about how recycling works and its benefits. Understanding recycling helped them learn new words related to the environment and practice responsible habits. Starting a recycling program. The sisters started a recycling program at school. They created posters, educated their classmates, and organized recycling bins. Running the recycling program helped them practice organizing and communicating in English. Participating in a cleanup event. Alice and Eliza participated in a community cleanup event. They picked up litter, sorted recyclables, and planted trees. Participating in the event helped them practice teamwork and understand the importance of environmental conservation. Chapter 44. Learning about the human body. Reading anatomy books. Alice and Eliza read books about human anatomy. They learned about different body systems, organs, and functions. Understanding anatomy helped them learn scientific terms and appreciate the complexity of the human body. Visiting a science center. The sisters visited a science center with interactive exhibits about the human body. They explored displays, participated in hands-on activities, and watched educational videos. Visiting the Science Center helped them learn in a fun and engaging way. Taking a first aid course. Alice and Eliza took a first aid course. They learned how to respond to emergencies, perform basic first aid, and use medical supplies. Taking the course helped them practice following instructions and understand the importance of safety. Chapter 45. Exploring Astronomy. Learning about the solar system. Alice and Eliza read books and watched documentaries about the solar system. They learned about planets, moons, stars, and galaxies. Understanding astronomy helped them learn new vocabulary and appreciate the wonders of the universe. Visiting a planetarium. The sisters visited a planetarium. They watched a show about the night sky, explored exhibits, and learned about space exploration. Visiting the planetarium helped them understand complex concepts and practice their listening skills. Using a telescope. Alice and Eliza used a telescope to observe the night sky. They identified constellations, planets, and other celestial objects. Using the telescope helped them practice using scientific tools and appreciate the beauty of the universe. Chapter 46. Understanding Psychology. Learning about emotions. Alice and Eliza read books about emotions and psychology. They learned about different feelings, how to manage stress, and the importance of mental health. Understanding psychology helped them learn new words and practice empathy. Practicing mindfulness. The sisters practiced mindfulness exercises. They learned techniques to stay calm, focused, and relaxed. Practicing mindfulness helped them manage their emotions and improve their well-being. Talking to a psychologist. Alice and Eliza talked to a psychologist about their interests and goals. They asked questions about the profession and learned how psychologists help people. Talking to a psychologist helped them understand the importance of mental health and practice their communication skills. Chapter 47. Exploring Architecture. Learning about famous buildings. Alice and Eliza read books about famous buildings and architects. They learned about different architectural styles and the history behind iconic structures. Understanding architecture helped them learn new vocabulary and appreciate design. Building models. The sisters built models of famous buildings using various materials. They followed instructions, measured dimensions, and assembled their models. Building models helped them practice following directions and understand architectural concepts. Visiting architectural sites. Alice and Eliza visited architectural sites in their city. They explored historic buildings, modern skyscrapers, and unique structures. Visiting architectural sites helped them learn about design and practice describing their observations in English. Chapter 48. Exploring Philanthropy. Learning about charities. Alice and Eliza read books and watched videos about different charities and philanthropic organizations. They learned about the work these organizations do and the importance of giving back. Understanding philanthropy helped them learn new words and appreciate the value of helping others. Volunteering at a food bank. The sisters volunteered at a local food bank. They helped sort donations, pack food boxes, and assist clients. Volunteering at the food bank helped them practice teamwork and understand the importance of community service. Organizing a fundraiser. Alice and Eliza organized a fundraiser at their school. They planned activities, promoted the event, and collected donations for a cause they cared about. Organizing the fundraiser helped them practice organizing and communicating in English. Chapter 49. Learning about entrepreneurship, reading business books. Alice and Eliza read books about entrepreneurship and business. They learned about starting a business, marketing, and financial management. Understanding entrepreneurship helped them learn new vocabulary and develop practical skills. Creating a business plan. The sisters decided to create a business plan for a small business idea. They researched their market, developed a product, and planned their finances. Creating a business plan helped them practice organizing and presenting information in English. The end.